welcome to the Have Knitting Podcast, take 5. So, I was a bit dithery the first time, then the podcast, then the iPad cut out the second time, then I stuffed up my intro the third time, and then the phone just rang the fourth time. Yeah, so that's take 5. I can't do maths. Hello and welcome to the Have Knitting Podcast. My name's Christy. If you are new, welcome. If you are a returning viewer, subscriber, welcome back. And to all my new subscribers, thank you for joining me for this crazy adventure that I call podcasting. Sorry, there was no episode last week. I was not well, and I had a 13-year-old home who was not well. She had a cold, which is okay. And I was just not well. And I'm still not 100%, but here I am. I'm supposed to be asleep. I was talking to my husband this morning. I'm so tired that I decided to give up grocery shopping for the day. My family can stop. No, they're not. It's okay. They're not going to stop. But I decided that I was too tired to go grocery shopping. So my husband rang because he's a bit concerned about how tired I am at the moment. And I was talking with him, and he goes, "When you put Judah down for a sleep, you're going to have a sleep, aren't you?" Yeah. No. Yes. As soon as he goes down for a sleep, you need to be lying down on our bed resting. Okay. I've got to record a podcast. So here I am recording instead of sleeping. So, feel free to not dob on me, please. Not that my husband is like that. I think he'd just be like, you've got to put yourself first. But I didn't want to leave it for another week without recording. So here I am on this cold, gloomy, wet, sunny, warm, cold, wintry, summery day. Because that's weather in the Blue Mountains. Or maybe it's just Sydney. Or maybe it's just Australia. I don't know. It's just crazy. It's crazy weather. Actually, I think the first day of spring last year was really quite warm. So usually, the beginning of spring, it's generally a little bit cold. Still, because, you've just come out of winter. It's not, the season doesn't go straight from being freezing cold to nice and sunny. At least it doesn't here. If it happens elsewhere, tell me. Anyway, so I was wearing a singlet top, I think, under a cardigan, but I got so warm I took the cardigan off. So I was just wearing a singlet top. And then for the next month it was freezing and I was back in winter clothes. So I'm sure that this week it'll be freezing and the next week I'll be like, I can't breathe, it's so hot. Maybe not. Anyway, I hope you guys are keeping well. Things have been crazy busy around here because that's just life, hey. I've got 6 kids. My Amelia has turned 11. She got house captain as well. That's a sporting thing with school. I can't explain it. At least don't think I can explain it within a reasonable amount of time because I don't completely understand it. But she got that and she's super excited because she's super sporty. And because she got it, she's become even more sporty. So she's like, she's wearing her, she's got a pair of, those running tights things. They're not jeggings. They're those lycra tight things that people that go jogging wear. She's got a pair of those that I bought for her last year. So she's been wearing them to school. She's been wearing sports shorts to school. And the funny thing about these pants that she's wearing is they've actually got a reflective strip down the leg. So it's really funny watching her. She'd probably be the only reflective child in the entire school. But she's just embraced this whole, I'm sporty and I'm going to wear that with pride. So yes, so I'm very proud of my kiddo. She's now 11. My son turns 9 on Sunday. So we just, and then, a fortnight after that, my 1-year-old will be 2. And that's a little bit sad because I don't have a baby anymore. I have a toddler who throws tantrums. And like when he throws a tantrum, he'll throw his drink bottle at me. No. Little people. I love them. I have lots. So yeah, so it's just birthday in my house. Thankfully, I've got almost a month between Judah's birthday and my middle son's birthday, because they're like, Judah's sort of in the middle of March, a little bit further on than in the middle, and Gideon's about the middle of April. So kind of works out in the wash. I've almost got a month. I've got enough time to kind of breathe again before I have to go present shopping again. So yes, who planned that? You know, who planned that I would be having a birthday pretty much a fortnight for a month and a half? Not me. It had nothing to do with me. Nothing to do with me. I just carried these people around in my womb for 9 months. Random things you didn't need to know, people. Random things you didn't need to know. Okay, anyway, 6 minutes in. Let's talk about knitting, shall we? So, I've only got whippets. And I did look up the song on YouTube. And I am going to embarrass myself. But are you ready? Whip it into shape. Shape it up. I don't know the rest of the song because I listened to it like a week ago. Yes, I looked it up on YouTube because I've been thinking of the Devo song, but I've been singing something else. So that's the theme song. Whip it. Knit it good. I'm just going to change the lyrics now. Something, something, and pelt some more, yeah. I might be sick, but that doesn't stop me acting like a fool. Oh, look at this. Yesterday, I picked up my Adelaide from preschool. And I picked her up a little bit earlier because my kids can't... Oh, long story that you don't need to know. But anyway, I picked her up a little bit earlier and one of her friends was there. And I hear out of this little girl's mouth, Adelaide, I made this for you. And she handed it to me because Adelaide had run off to get her bag. But she drew, like my daughter's little friend drew her a rainbow. How cute is that? And then when she got to preschool this morning, the same little girl went, Adelaide's here! And then Adelaide went and played with somebody else. She's just, my kid's a social butterfly and she's just, you know, she'll just play with, you know, every week. I've got a new best friend, Mum. She's got so many best friends. Which is delightful. It is absolutely and utterly delightful. But yes, so that was really sweet. And I was sitting on it, so I thought I'd show you. Anyway, so the only things I have: whip it, knit it into shape, shape it up, knit it some more. This is going to come back to haunt me one day, isn't it? Our socks. Because I've not been well and I'm just pretty much exhausted, all I've been working on is socks. I have a snowflake pullover by Tin Can Knits that I'm supposed to be knitting for my niece. If you were watching last year, you would have seen me working on that. And I discovered when I was almost the whole way through the body that I had been knitting it on the wrong size needles and it was never going to fit my niece. So I've actually really got to start that again. Otherwise I'm going to have to end up knitting it a bigger size. And I'm thinking, I think I was going to knit it in a, I can't remember whether it was a 1 or a 2. But I'm thinking I might just go up a size anyway, which potentially means that I'll have to buy more yarn, but I guess we'll see. I'll have to pull out that. I don't know. But anyway, I keep saying I'm going to do that, I'm going to do such and such this week, and then I never do it. But I'm really hoping that I can start knitting that this week because I really want it done. I want to be able to knit it for my niece and send it to her before, you know, she's 10 and a jumper for a 2-year-old isn't going to fit. And I'd really like her to have it for winter next year. So for those of you that haven't watched before or haven't heard me talk about it before, my brother lives in Canada. So, and it's obviously colder in Canada than it is in Australia. Well, you know, for the uneducated, now you know. Canada is colder than at least where I am in Australia. So, yeah, so I'd really like that to actually get that to her so she can wear it. So that's kind of my goal for this week, but I really feel like I've only got the energy for socks, even if it's just, you know, like mental energy, not just physical energy. But I suppose if I just make the decision to do it, I'll do it. Anyway, so first up is my geometric cabled socks. This is a pattern, paid for pattern on Ravelry by Callisto Knits. So the pattern says to do two repeats of this really fun cable pattern. I've done 2.5 because I like a little bit of extra length in my sock. I've also done the heel flap and turn. I kind of guessed the length. So I think I'm hoping it's not too long. But I haven't measured it against any of my other socks. So for those of you that haven't watched before, I'm knitting the large size sock with the medium size chart because the gauge in the pattern is different to the gauge in my sock. So and I didn't want to go up to a 3 or a 3.25 millimeter needle to knit my socks on because these have been knit on a 2.5. It's the size that I knit all my socks on. So I just kind of did the math, asked a few questions on Ravelry and went up to the large size with a medium size chart. However, I did try this sock on the other day. Admittedly, it was on the needles. Please don't yell at me. And it was quite tight across my instep. So I'm going to see, I'll knit it down the foot a little bit more and then I'll try it on and see whether it's still tight, because otherwise I may have to rip it back and do something different. I don't know what that will be. But yeah, because I think if I added any more to the heel flap, it's going to be too big. So I don't know. I don't know what I'm going to do. But anyway, so that's the geometric cabled sock by Callisto Knits. The yarn is Olive May Yarns in her minty blue colorway, and that's the back, so you can see just how the yarn knits up in stocking stitch. And I like it. Like, this is just really lovely. It's a very subtle kind of variegation. There's only a little bit of sort of flashing. I mean, like only a tiny little bit. So I really like it. I really like, I mean, Jen, she's my friend. She's still, I mean, like, she's my friend in real life. She's still fairly new to dyeing. She only kind of started towards the end of last year, but she's got a really, really good eye for color and has some pretty awesome dye techniques. I will mention, if you've bought yarn from Jen, last year, the yarn base that she was using is quite, it's not loosely plied, but it is a little bit like splitty. And she had feedback from another customer, because she was asking me what it was like to knit with. And she'd had feedback from another customer saying that it was a little bit on the splitty side. So she is researching bases and still looking. So if you bought yarn from her before and you're not happy with how splitty it is, don't discount her as a dyer if that's something that's bothered you, because she is trying to figure out what bases work best for knitters, essentially. So, and I'm pretty sure she'd be happy with your feedback too if you were to send her a message. And obviously be nice about it, please. Because people have feelings too. But they do. It's true. I did have her little taggy thing. Oh, here it is. So you can see it. So it's Olive May Yarns, hand dyed in the Blue Mountains. And I think that's supposed to be, I think it's a gum leaf. I mean, it's obviously a leaf, but I think it's supposed to be a gum leaf. Because eucalyptus trees are the best. They smell good and koalas eat them. True story. So the other sock that I've been working on is my Scrappy Socks by from the Iced Tea Party collection from my friend Emma, who is Emma Louisa Yarns, I think. She may not be dyeing. I hope she doesn't mind, but she's pregnant with twins. So she's not doing a lot of stuff at the moment. I don't know if her Etsy store is still going. I haven't checked, and I keep forgetting to ask her when I see her. But yeah, so if she's not responding to messages, or you can't find her Etsy store, or she's not like on social media or whatever, she's got a very valid reason. So be kind. So yeah, so this is her iced tea collection. It was a mini skein collection that she put out last year. It was 10 different colors, all iced tea themed. I'm knitting the Penrose socks. Well, I'm using that as my base because the Penrose socks itself is a lace pattern. Short row toe, I'm doing an afterthought heel. I wasn't going to originally, but I really like this yellow and I didn't want to lose that in the heel. So I'm going to do an afterthought short row heel. But the only issue I have with this sock, okay, so you can see that there's some kind of gusset, like sort of shaping happening, right? But it all happens across the instep rather than on the underside of the sock, where I usually would, if I was doing a short row heel, I would put in some increases and decreases on the sole of the foot and the leg, whatever. Not increases and decreases solely on the sole of the foot because that would be pointless. But anyway, so the short row heel is exactly the same as the short row toe, and this is a really shallow toe. So I'm a little bit concerned. But it's a free pattern, so I'm not giving anything away. I did get up to, I think it was like 52 stitches across, so I think I added in an extra 20 stitches all up for like across the gusset. Instep, sorry, across the instep. So I think I should be fine with the short row heel, but we shall see. Once I finish the sock, I will obviously put in the heel and I'll keep you posted as to how that works. So because originally I wasn't going to do an afterthought heel, I've probably got more yarn than I'm actually happy to put into a sock. So I don't know if all of that will go, like, I don't think that will all go into the leg of my sock. So there'll probably be some of this left over. Don't know. I don't know. And I'm going to use some, I've got some Regia sock yarn just in cream. And I think I'm just going to use that because I don't want it. I mean, these colors are lovely. So I'd rather take it off and put it in my blanket than stick it on the heel. And plus, Regia may just hold up more. I mean, not to say that Emma's yarn isn't going to hold up, but you know, like it's one of those horse yarns. Workhorse yarns. So that's in my bag from Knit and Stitch Bits. I'm not sure she's making bags anymore. But I love that bag. Look at the sheep. They make me happy. Okay, so, and last but not least, in my Jibiroo Sews Pro Caffeine bag, or maybe I should say Pro Coffee, coffee fueled, is my husband's socks that I still haven't finished. I did do about a round or a round and a half yesterday when I was doing some training on YouTube, or I was watching some training on YouTube. I wasn't actually doing training on YouTube, I was watching it. So yeah, so maybe what I should do tonight is sit down, because my husband plays Dungeons and Dragons or Pathfinder or something like that, and he does that on a Tuesday night. So I've got the night to myself. So it's usually I watch knitting podcasts. Usually that's what I do. So maybe tonight what I should do is just work on this and then start on the jumper. And just make that decision now. That's what I'm doing. And not the geometric cabled socks that I love so desperately. Let's see. Maybe next week. There's so many things that I've got to finish. Like I've got a little, like the little monkey, if you're watching last year, I've got to finish her cardigan. I still haven't done that. It's just like sleeves. It's going to take me, 20 minutes and I still haven't done it. I knit because I love it. Like I knit for the fun of it. I don't knit because, like it's not a job. Like I do it because I enjoy it. And if I don't feel like doing that, then I'm not going to do that. I'm going to work on what I want to because it's relaxing. But I think I got to get into this mentality of there are some things that I just need to finish. But anyway, that's it for me. Pretty short show. Well, shorter than usual show. I hope you guys have a good week. I will hopefully be back next week with something more than just socks. Or maybe at least a hoe. That would be good. Hey, ho. Because I want to do that again. Hey, ho. Hey, ho. Yeah, see? More silliness is in store for you. Hopefully next week, if I can get that finished. But we'll see. Wish me luck. But anyway, I hope you guys have a good week and I will see you again soon. Bye. Hello and welcome to the net. The last day of summer feels more like the first day of winter, really. Except I'm wearing short sleeves. Anyway, I left my cardigan in the car. So I've been getting around in my dressing gown, but I sort of figured that you didn't want to see that. Because I should... Oh, no.